Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome to this video. I have something very exciting to share with you, something that I've been working on now for about a month or so. It's working really well with everything that we're doing, and I just want to kind of present it to you guys. This is 100% free, no cost to you. But obviously, you know, if you don't currently have ZimmWriter, you're looking at this in the future and you want to get ZimmWriter, I do have an affiliate link. It's super helpful, but I'm using this tool already. You have a stripped down version of what I use, but this is going to get you 95% of the way there. I just have more automations with mine. I have, like you'll see here at the bottom, I have setup niches and Zim. I have 11 total tabs, which does like image creation, does schema markup, does some video production stuff, some AI overview stuff. But this is, this is the core of what the tool does. And so this is for yours for free to use. So I do have entire instructions on this. You can see here that this is 23 pages long. Goes through every single possible. All these in yellow here are actual prompts you can put into ChatGPT and get things going. But I do want to say that. So I have on here too. If you want to use an affiliate link to use it, feel free. It's not a plug or anything. Just if you want to use it, vzp.ro/ZimmWriter. VZ Pro is my old company, vzpro.com. But it goes like I do some stuff on Upwork, time to time. Anyway, so. I will say before we start this stuff, this is a very advanced process. This is not for beginners to ZimmWriter. You should have some familiarity already with the tool. Familiarity? I think that's a word. With the tool before you get into doing this bulk stuff. So I do, however, in this instructions, I do have links to like all the training that was kind of like referenced and everything in here, which is here. So like all the different things in here, how to do WordPress, how to do stuff in here. I don't know why these aren't actually like linked, but yeah, no. Apparently I don't know how to do this. Okay. So then I have like some plugins I like to use as well. This is like some videos from Matt, but everything here is kind of what I referenced, how I do it. So I originally got this idea from this video here, which is going to be here. I will play this for us so we can listen to the first few minutes. So you can kind of see, I did a transcript, little trick I used to do to help me write things out. So I'm going to play the first like maybe a minute and a half or so and show you what this did. And then I'm going to tell you why I built this tool. And then we'll go into it, and I'll have a timestamp below. I'll have chapters on here so you can see everything, so you can go back and forth and use this video long term. But just know that everything you actually need to know is in this instructions. So it's like basically how to use a spreadsheet, all the different prompts that I use, how I build things out, and all the automations and stuff are in here. So just be aware of that. So let's go ahead and play this video. So the first thing here that I wanted to explain is, so the SEO buffet, you have to like pull things from and create blog posts. This tool, the bulk writer that he created for this, allows you to create one thing. Like, you'll see here in a minute, this is like home renovation. It'll help you do that for like home renovation in different city states. And he lists all the services that you have. I wanted to take it one step further, and I wanted to do, it's like 12:30 in the morning. I apologize. You can see here it's like 12:30 in the morning. So I wanted to build it to where I want to build all those service pages at one time as well. So you'll see later on how we do this, but I'm taking this, what he's saying here, an additional step further. So just know that. Now, just know that I don't add photos to this. I don't have an API. I don't use the API. I have Midjourney, but I don't use the API for this to make images. I don't do that. I have a bulk creation process through Canva that I use. That's like kind of optimizes the text and everything on the page to build out that. So just know I don't use it, but know that everything else is here. So the reason, so like I wanted to be able to build these obviously like home renovation pages, but also I wanted to build out apartment bathroom renovations page at one time. So that's what we're doing. I just want to show you this real quick to see. This video is very good and it is linked here. So if you look at the very first thing we have on here, it is linked here. If you want to watch that full video, so it gives you an idea of what to do if you haven't used Bulk Writer before. So it's the same exact video there. So that being said, let's actually do a build. I was going to say what each one of these does, but I'm going to actually build a version of this for you. So I have this domain, the Miami-Dade AC Repair. I've had it for like 10 years. I haven't built anything on it, clearly. Yeah, some of you guys know me. I would guess 99% of the people in this group don't know me, but yeah. Anyway, I have a lot of domains. I have like 2,400 domains that I own. I buy a lot of stuff. It's like 30 to 40,000 a year, I think it is, and my accountant keeps yelling at me because I don't build anything on them. But now with ZimmWriter, I might be doing that. Anyway, all right, let's go over this as you can see. Again, when you get the tool, you get the tool at vzpdro/ZW local SEO. So right now, if you want to go there, this loads up. This is the actual, have you make a copy of it and you'll be good to go. I'm on 2.1.3 now. It's the version I'm on. Oh, because it's named something different on the one. I gotta change the link on it. It's a bit.ly link. I have a custom URL. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is a ramble. I will say two things before we start. I speak extremely fast. I do not know how to slow down. I retired, so I don't really have a full setup of like making videos. I used to make a lot of videos. I don't make videos anymore. So I have like a Blue Yeti microphone, and I'm not close to it really, so it's kind of far away. And it's not a perfect setup. I'm just making this video because I want to show you guys this stuff. Again, this is free. Do whatever you want to with it. But so I apologize if the audio goes out a little bit, if the visuals aren't perfect. I'm not making 17 versions of this video. I recorded this the other night. If you go to my Facebook page, you can see it. I recorded like a 2-hour video last time. I didn't even record it. I didn't have OBS up. I had it up. I just didn't push record because I was just testing it. I was totally dumb. And now I'm going to double check it here. I am recording good. Congratulations. I'm not cutting this out. I'm not even going to edit this video. I'm really not going to edit this video. Do not care. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to this tool. So first things first. Again, everything we're going to talk about right here is going to be in here. I have full instructions on everything. I talk through it all. I write how I speak, so you'll go through this whole thing. If you want to do this, copy this thing, put it into ZimmWriter, put it into ChatGPT, and have it help you with it as well. But here's what we're going to do. So the first thing you want to do, this tool is built and designed to help build local websites to rank GBPs, Google Business Profiles. That's the purpose of this tool. Anything else you use it for, as Matt would say, your mileage may vary. But this tool, and you'll see later, it gets like full indexation almost instantly. Pretty crazy. And also, it's built to rank GBPs. So here's how I like to think about how I do this stuff. So I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to show you an example of. Now I haven't built their site with I'm going to do this on a different screen real quick so I can see everything that I have, like all the GBPs that I'm, 1,400. You can see the, this one guy here. I'm going to show you how to create these categories and stuff in a second. Okay. So first things first, you want to put the brand name in. I'm going to do a version. I'm going to make a copy of this real quick. So file, make a copy. You'll have to make a copy when you first start. I'm going to do Miami-Dade. Okay, I have a ZimmWriter folder in here. We'll make a copy. All right, so we're gonna get rid of this one so we don't mess that up because it's the template. Okay, first thing first, we're gonna say this is our new client, Miami-Dade AC Repair. Let's just say that was their name. Now it might be John's Plumbing, and I might use the URL, whatever. But we're using the same URL for the purposes of this. I apologize, I'm got hiccups, of course, in the middle of my recording. And you'll notice that certain things are broken, right? So because there's nothing on this site, on this template yet, everything's broken. So now it feels like, it built out the first article, but you'll see a lot of things broken. As you fill this out, it'll automatically fill it in. I didn't do what's called if errors. For the most part, I don't have any of those things. It's meant for be an internal tool, and I wanted to share it because someone asking about it. So I just want to share it. But anyway, so the first thing you want to do is create the brand name, put the brand name inside of there. The next thing you want to do is add the primary city to the location section. Now, when I say primary city, I don't mean the largest area that you're serving. I mean the city that your GBP is in. All the content will be helping rank that city first. That's the important part about this. I'm going to show you Miami-Dade. Obviously, we're going to use Hialeah as an example. So Hialeah is a city in Miami-Dade County. And but we're obviously going to target Miami Gardens, those kind of things. But just understand, whatever your GBP is, like whatever city that is, use that as your primary city. And you're going to do Hialeah, obviously whatever your name is, and then Florida spelled out, and then FL. So the reason I have these, if you're familiar with the bulk writer, you can do variables. So var1, var2, var3, var4. So I do have those predefined in the code of this site, of this spreadsheet. So var1 is your city and full state spelled out. So Hialeah, Florida is var1. That's the variable there. var2 is city plus short state, so abbreviation for the state. Again, this is all defined in here, and you can see it, read it inside of there. And then var3 is just the city, and then var4 is the brand name. So when I build custom outlines, and you'll see this in a little bit, I'll show you how to do all this stuff. I have those vars out throughout my custom outlines as well to help it be more whatever. Because in his video, he has, he uses by new build construction. And so he types that in there. I make that the variable. So I put it as a var and it pulls it from there because I want to build multiple things on multiple sites at one time and that kind of stuff. So just know that. So now we need to figure out what locations you want to target. Now I'm just going to put in like 3 or 4 so I can build this short and so I can show you what it looks like. But I'm just going to type in Miami, Florida, FL. Now obviously I can copy those down, but Miami Gardens, Opelika. I'm just doing some different names I know there. Medley. Okay, let's just do those. So 5 total. You can do up to 21. Whoops, I'll do that for now. 21 different ones, cities. You can target locations. Again, this is meant for local SEO. This is not meant for national SEO. This is probably not the best tool for national SEO. And that, I would argue too, if you had national SEO, I mean, it's a lot of work either way, but just know the bulk writer by itself is probably better. You just do one niche at a time or one service at a time. Again, we'll speed that out a little bit. So you can do the primary city plus 20 additional cities, 20 additional target cities. We're just going to do 4 now so you can see it, okay? If you don't know what cities to target, I have a prompt that you can put in here. It says, give me a list of 20 additional cities near me. So you don't have, if you have a city here, it will build that page. So if you want to build that, and it's this city here times the number of services you have, which I know we don't have yet. This will kind of all come together at the end. But it'll take this, like, let's say this is HVAC, because this is a HVAC company. We'll say like AC repair Hialeah, AC repair Miami, AC repair Miami Gardens, AC repair Opelika. If we have furnace repair, it'll be furnace repair Hialeah. So it does this city times the number of services that we give it. We're probably going to just do 2 or 3 of this to make this a very simple build. But that's the idea, right? I'll probably end up doing is just taking these 2. I'll just make it 4 to make it even easier for us. Oh, no, not that way. I'll just leave it the way it's fine. Okay, so there's that. So then these are built out. So you can use this prompt, and in this guide, I have this prompt where you can fill out yourself. So it's like, give me a list of 20 additional cities. Now, I use ChatGPT for everything. That's the only AI tool that I use for content. Claude could be better. Fine, use Claude. I'm just saying, I use ChatGPT. Give me a list of 20 additional cities near Hialeah, Florida that would. Now, this is predefined in my prompt here. So if you just copy this by itself and paste it, it'll have those pre-filled for you. If you don't want to copy and paste it, you have to copy and paste this and then change it out. So just know that it's already built into the spreadsheet to have it pre-filled. You'll see here B6 which is Hialeah, and then C6, which is Florida, and then it has for B2 the name of the company. So it's all pre-built into this right here. So you just copy this, literally copy it, paste it, and then you can add the names there. And then in this thing, it has the ability to copy and paste these individually, so that works. But if you want to do it there, so it's like local service for the brand name based in whatever location. Again, I have it twice. Only includes cities that are close enough to realistically rank for and potentially serve. Now, the reason I have this phrase in here, because what I'm really conveying here without saying the words is that I don't just want cities. I want towns, municipalities, census designated places, unincorporated communities, all those kind of things. And this prompt I got from ChatGPT that included that. So it knows, it said, hey, if you include this line, it'll know that you're looking for what's realistic and what's close that you could serve. So it takes that like potentially serve and like looks at all the things in that area. So you do want some volume, to be fair. So we'll do that. And this also, just so you know, this prompt is designed to give it to you in a order of what's like the most important based on proximity. So just know that. Okay. That's what is in my GPTs that I have. Just know that. Okay, so we have those things here. Now, if you look here, we have no category. We don't have a main category, multiple categories. Now, what I would do is I would use the master file that you have. So this would be for obviously for my data. I would have one. When you make a copy, I would start adding niches to all of these. And I'm going to walk you through this in a second. But you'll be able to drop down, like, I have like an actual like one that you can see here. I'm going to show you like this other version of it. So right here, I can do like any of these, roofing contractor, and then you'll see here that these change out. So roofing contractor changes out. So installation contractor changes out. You'll see bathroom remodeler changes out. So I'm just doing different ones as a test for this other thing. This is like a smaller version of the main one that we have. Just know that. So we're going to pre-fill these. So if you're not sure what your main category should be for this client, like it's not AC repair, it's actually HVAC contractor, technically. So how would you know that? This prompt copy pasted into ChatGPT will give you that. This is also right here. So I'm building a Google business profile for a local as a service company called whatever the brand name is, located in whatever city. And the company does whatever. So if you don't know what the primary category is that's in GBP, and the reason we want to do that is because we want to make sure we have that category on all of our pages. And this tool helps do that. If you just add any service that they do, and Google will tell, or the ChatGPT will tell you what's the primary service for that particular one. So if you put in AC repair, it'll come back as HVAC services. If you type in biohazard removal, it'll pull up crime victim service. That's the main GBP for that one. Just random fact of the day. So this prompt will help you do that. So it'll pull it here. So let's say we know that now we want to know that we're going to be doing HVAC. So how do we get this here, right? So now we're going to go over to the niches tab. So we have branded filled out and our locations filled out. We're now going to go to the niches tab. And the first three things you're going to see here are in purple for a reason. Do not touch these. I have a generic profile for you here. It's an outline for for an about page, and a custom outline for a contact page. Now you don't need all that stuff for contact pages, but they are built here. And you look here, you'll see the VARs, right? So I have VAR 4, which I told you before was the brand. The VAR 3 is just the city name. Now this is based off of. This happens to be the primary one. So the reason I say this is important is because all of these things, all of the core pages, the about page, the contact page, the service area page, those pages are about your primary GBP so that you can rank that one. Now, if a client has more than one location, you would do the same sort of thing for each of those locations on the site. So we'll get to that later, but just know we're going to assume here you have one client with one GBP and try to help them rank for that particular one, okay? You'll see here now that we have some spaces. It's starting to get more and more. The more NA, you saw that before, the more NA is there. But we have spaces and gaps. Something's not right still. Don't worry. It's going to be solved soon. So there's this. And then in the niches one, so I go back to here. So we have these pre-filled. So nothing to do here. Nothing to do here at all. Nothing to build out here. But we now know that our primary keyword, our primary one is HVAC contractor. Okay. So now you notice that, hey, there's a prompt here. This prompt asks you for an outline. But we need to get the services first. We don't know what the services are. If we're not sure what the services are, we can ask ChatGPT what the services are. So I had this out earlier. Do I have Chat? Oh, I do. So I have this right here is some code that you basically it's a way to like build this out. I need a list of services. Okay. So once you have the services out, you can ask ChatGPT, hey, I have a, I don't have, for some reason I don't have this in here, but do I have it in here? Let me just find out. Yeah, okay. This prompt is not in here at all. So just know that, and maybe I should do that, but I don't have it currently in there. So this would be maybe a 2.2 at that point, because it'll be a whole new thing. So what this does is this prompt right here, you put in the brand name and the location and the category of HVAC, right? So it'd be Miami-Dade AC repair, the location, which is Hialeah, Florida, and then HVAC contractor. It'll give you 40 services, up to 40 services. It's up to 40 services because it goes to here, right? So 47 through 7. So that's 40 services it can have. Now, you're not going to write all this content. I want to make that very clear, but you don't have to. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. The purpose of this is to get relevance to the site. That's the whole point. So what we did was I did this prompt already inside of ChatGPT, and it gave me this. So this gave me air conditioning repair. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this real quick, copy this entire list. Now, this prompt does have, I'll read it to you here so you can see it. I'm building out services for a GBP. The business is called Miami-Dade AC Repair and is located in Hialeah. The primary category is HVAC. Please provide a list of the top services and businesses should add under GBP category. Prioritize services, local search volume, customer relevance, and best practices. List up to 40. If there's more than 40, just give me the top 40. If there's less than 40, give me less than 40. Not a problem. Return the list into the column format so that I can copy and paste it. That's basically what this says. I didn't fully read that, but you get the idea. So here, you're not going to put it here. You're going to put it in niches. So all we're going to do is we're going to go Control V, because I already copied it. Now we got to copy this down here. And you'll see we have all of these, this like prompt thing showed up. What this is now going to do is ask, you have to make custom outlines for all these particular ones, because now we have them here. Now watch, because we did this niche here, I could do plumbing next. I could do whatever. I can add them all up here. What this allows us to do is now go here and drop down, and it pre-fills it for us here. And so it's kind of cool, right? So if I do nothing, it takes it away. If I do this one, HVAC here. If I wanted to add plumbing to this as well, let's say it's an HVAC that also does plumbing, I can add plumbing for another build, and then do that as well, so it knows what to build here. And then you can decide. This is a little quirkiness to this thing, because the way I built the code originally, I've kind of built on top of the code inside of here, like different formulas. I say code, but it's really formulas, right? You have to have one of the purple and one of the blue always selected. So if you already have a site that's built, you still have to build an about page or a contact page or a service page. But what you can do is just delete it, that one, because the purple is only built one time. It's not built as a multiple. So what does that mean? Hialeah. If I just did Hialeah and I selected all of these, I'll show you this in a second, but if I selected all of these, I have 40, I have like 39, looks like 39 services plus one city is 39 pages. So it's Hialeah, air conditioning repair in Hialeah, Florida, AC installation in Hialeah, Florida, AC maintenance in Hialeah, Florida, refrigerated link in Hialeah, Florida. The about page, though, does not have a multiple. So it'll only be an about page once, only be a contact page once, only be a service area page once. So if you select all of these, and I'll show you this right here. So you'll see here that I only have 1, 2, so 1 here, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages that are going to be created with this tool. If I do another service here, if I do these 3 pages, I'll have, again, 5 cities, 1 time, plus 3. So I'll have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now watch this. If I want to do 5 services, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I now have 5 times 5 plus 3. So I have 28 pages. I'm not going to count them, but you'll see here, it automatically knows to build these pages out for us. This tool helps you build the formatting you want on there, but it knows what pages to build. I don't have outlines for this stuff yet, so it's not going to populate the rest of the stuff. But it has the slug on here. This is a pretty cool thing you'll see in a little bit. But this is how we're starting to fill this out more and more and more with the information that we're putting onto this particular tool. So as we do more, if I want to do all 40, if I do every single one of these, you'll see here, as I click this checkbox, the formulas and the code inside of the spreadsheet knows, and it creates all these pages and all these outlines for us for the SEO CSV that we're going to upload into BulkWriter. So 50, it starts at number 50. So 50 and 182 is 140. So we have 140 pages that we're building with all this, right? So we can choose to do it that way. I probably should have a select all thing on here. I don't have that right now. I'm not ever going to build that. But you can click all these that you want. So let's say we'll get into the background stuff now, but to the global background stuff in a minute. But just know that if we're going to build, again, one page, it automatically knows and it erases all of those based on all the code that it has. It has this entire code system here, this let feature. It pulls things in, knows what to do based on some SQL. Okay, so there's that. So we're doing HI contactor. You can have multiple ones in these interests. Now we have to fill out the custom outline. So this is where I was saying before, it's better to not do this tool first. If you already have custom backgrounds for the different services that this client provides, which he talks about in this video, then this tool could be great. It's easy, plug and play. You just add those outlines to here, to these particular ones. It's important that when you copy, you paste though, you double click. You want to make sure it's in the actual cell, not on top of the cell, because then it'll do all of these right here. You don't want that because you have spaces. You just want to be inside the cell. It's important. Like if I do this right here, right? So this has spaces in here. If I was to copy and paste this somewhere, now this has the equal sign, so it will do that. But if I didn't have that equal sign, it would paste it across all the cells. If I double click into it, so if you look at it here, one time no highlight. If I double click it, you'll see a little highlight around it. See how it's highlighted now? It'll insert it into that cell versus being on top of the cell. It's just the terminology they use for it. So we need to build custom outlines for these other keywords that we have here, right? So this prompt, if you just do Control-C and go right into ChatGPT, and I'm just going to do a new one so you can see it here. So I'm building a custom. Now I happen to remove the quotes. It's a weird thing that Google Sheets does, but you can remove it. I'm not sure if it matters, but I do remove it. This is the actual thing. It pulled here air conditioning repair offered by a Miami-Dade AC repair, and it did that and the reason I don't have a city in this one is because I'm doing this same background for all of the different versions of the page. So it pulled this in here, this formula in text, pulled this from this one here, B5, and it pulled from the brand name. So let's go ahead and run this one. Now you're going to get an outline that's in here. So you're going to see var1, and so the way ZimmWriter requires it, and this is I haven't solved this problem yet, but it's an easy fix to just type it out. But this is an outline. This is a super long outline. Maybe it's not super official, but these are called quick and dirty ones. If you haven't tested these, these are just here to. I'm gonna do this one obviously because I'm trying to test it and show you guys. But this will not work the way it currently is because these are supposed to be dashes, right? They can't be the bullet points. But the way the interface works with ChatGPT, it does that. So kind of like an issue. Let's go back to niches, and then so in here, I'm gonna double click in here, and I'm gonna hit Control-V so I can paste it. So you'll see here that these are, so this one is air conditioning repair in Miami. So I don't need this one because that's already built into the actual title over here. This is actually built already here, so I don't need that one on there. It's another thing I don't need. So these are actually H2. So this is an H2, this is an H2, this is H2. Because it doesn't have a dash, that's an H2. Now these need to be H3s, so it's got too much on there. So let's go ahead and remove those. Now, this one doesn't have any H4s, which is totally fine. But you'll see it throughout here. I have these like sporadic H2s, vars. You have different variables, right? Different variables in here. So I have, so this is, I'll just read it to you, a couple of these lines so you can see again what it would be, because I know what the vars are. So overview of, and again, I'm not really crazy about overview, so I would probably take that out if it was an actual one. This is a quick and dirty, version of this. Overview of Miami-Dade AC repairs, AC repair service in, this would be Hialeah, FL. That's what that is saying up there. And then it would be whatever the next city is. So in this case, the next city would be, Miami FL, Miami Gardens FL, whatever it is, right? So it's pulling that out. So that's what that does. And then I'll just do one real quick for the installation one. And then I'll probably do one for AC maintenance and tune-ups. I don't like the word tune-ups here, so AC maintenance. I'll leave that there, but I'll just put this one here so we can go through it. Because I'm actually going to build this for you so you can see how to do everything. And this is going to be a long video. I'm going to walk you through like literally how to set up WordPress, how to do the link pack, how to do everything. It's going to be everything in this video all at once. Okay, I'm not going to edit because I don't feel like doing it. So there's there. Okay, that's there. That's good. So again, these should be H3s, not H4s. Each dash is a new version. So there. Okay, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not worried about it too much. This is way too much headers for this, but fine. And then AC maintenance. So my point is, if you don't have the time or haven't tested the actual bulk version of these, so this is where, like, for those of you who have agencies, if you're niching down and only doing, like, if you're just doing HVAC contractors only, you could build this tool, set it up to where you have all of these set up correctly. Sorry, all this set up to where they have test all these variations of these outlines. We have a new client, you just copy it, add their new name, add their cities, boom, knock it out, build out a site in a day, and then SEO it over the next few weeks. Obviously that's not all you have to do there, but you get the idea. All right, Control V. Again, if you saw, I didn't remove the quotes that time, so it seems to be fine with it. So we're just gonna do that for now. And again, this is not perfected, but because these are just meant to show you guys. I have custom ones done for ours. We have 1,200 outlines done for ours. Let's see what happens. All right. So I'd like this one. Keep your thing good, and then get rid of this one too because I like that one. All right. So let's go here, and then here's the cool thing, right? So I don't have custom outlines for the other ones. If you don't have a custom outline, I don't know what's going to happen. So I've never tested it. I'm going to do it now in real time as we can see. I don't have a custom outline for it. So I'm going to leave refrigerator leak repair and detection on, and then I'm going to turn these other ones off, but I'm going to show you what that means in a second, which is now. I don't know why I said a second. So we did these three. Again, I'm making all these pages available. I'm also going to do this one. You don't, just because you have the niche in the back doesn't mean you have to build it in the front. Okay? Does not mean you have to. It only builds it if you have this check mark done. But if you have a city here, it will build that city. So if you don't want all 5 cities, you don't want 20 cities, don't have 20 cities here because it will build it over, and you'll be able to see that on here. So if you have, if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you'll see here that's building out all of these here. Now this is because the number's wrong. The code doesn't work with just numbers, but it knows it's supposed to be a city, and it has to be an actual predefined thing through an app. So anyway, doesn't matter. So that's built out there, right? So you have these here plus these here. So let's do the math. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 23 pages. So let's do it quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. 23. Now, you'll notice here, we don't have an outline for these pages because we don't have it there, right? We have nothing down there. Just know that. We also are missing our background. We're missing SEO keywords and outline focus. Now, I don't do outline focus or SEO keywords in the way I build stuff, and the link pack's not ready yet, but we're going to build that all out together. So this section, in theory, what I would do if I was building this out, the first thing I would do is I would do the brand name and the cities, and then I would start working on the niches. I would not start building until I had all this stuff done. Even the ones you're not building out, I would go and work on outlines for. You should have these there. The main ones you want to do, like AC repair, AC maintenance, AC installation, AC replacement, whatever it is you're doing, have those ready to go and build out and test those first before you start building out this with this version of the site. Because what you could do in theory is go inside of BulkWriter. Just have one URL the way it works with BulkWriter. Instead of doing the SEO the SEO CSV, just do a single line with the var on there, and then have that built out that way, so you can kind of see it. Do a custom app background, add a global background, and do everything from there. Okay, so let's say you have all that stuff ready to go. Now we have to finish out the rest of the stuff. So in a perfect world, you would have a dope, awesome, great relationship with your client. It would tell you everything you need to know. Cool thing is, I'm also awesome. So what I did was we had to build a global background for this particular business. Now, ZimmWriter is only as good as the information you give it to give to the AI. So I highly recommend testing these outlines first. I highly recommend putting all these things into place. So if the global background here is something that you should be doing through a client. If you don't have a client, if you're just doing it for a test, I gave you a prompt that you can use, which is just give me a little background for a company called AC here in the local area. Highlight experience, trust, local service, and commitment to quality. Okay, super dirty, not a great thing, but it will give you 100. It will give you 1,000 words, and I'm gonna show you what this looks like here. But I'm gonna show you why I'm awesome in a second, because I didn't say I was awesome. I gotta back that up a little bit. So that's here. So now while that's writing, I'm gonna show you what I also have written inside of the instructions. So if you can talk to your client, if you can get with them and get their information, here's what you should get: full business name, phone number, all the stuff for the NAP, right? Email address for CTAs, all that kind of stuff. Year founded, business owner name, their founder name, service details, trust signals, team and culture, operations, whatever. And I've given you a template to write to your client to get them on a call or a Zoom, 15, 30 minutes, to go over all these things and say, hey, I'm going to ask you these things on there. Get those prepared for me. You can send that email to the client, and then you can basically use that. But the idea is to get all this information so you have these things. Now, also, these are good for when you start doing citation building. You need these anyway, right? So you're going to have to get the stuff, the average reviews, the BBB rating, your reward, recognition, certifications, manufacturer partnerships, whatever they have. You're going to need this anyway. So then you put all of that data into the custom global background so that it has something. But for testing purposes, we have this. So this is what it built for us here. So this is a global background for Miami-Dade, AC Repair, Hialeah, Florida. It basically it's bullshit, right? It's not an actual it's not a actual business. So it's just making something up. But I gave it some instructions. So again, I just want to show you this too. So I'm gonna do it wrong and I'm gonna do it right. So this is doing it wrong, where I just click it one time and do Control V. See how it covers everything? That is wrong. So double click. Now it's highlighted, and now do it there, and it stays inside of there. So now it has a background. Now watch this. Look, global background is now inside of here. Okay, so the article comes from here. The article name comes from here, plus the name of the city. The background comes from here, and then the outline comes from here. The category is predefined already, ZimmWriter. I do that. I'll explain it later. The slug is basically the name of this with dashes and lowercase. There's a whole formula for that inside of here to make it this way. So it's like air conditioning repair -in. Now you can remove the N, fix the formula. I do it this way. If you don't like it, fix it yourself. Whatever, right? I guess in a perfect world, I have the ability to decide how I want to do it. Now, for local SEO sites, for sites that are not like super big, that are like even 1,000 pages for local sites, not that big. I know it sounds crazy, but it's not that big. Especially with the ability to write unlimited content like this. If you were to have a statewide site, I wouldn't recommend this format, but I typically write what's called flat URLs. So at the root domain, so it'll be Miami-Dade acrepair.com / air conditioning repair in Hialeah, Florida. Air conditioning repair in Miami, Florida at the root. It will not be / Miami, Florida, or Miami / air conditioning / AC. I don't do subfolders on local sites. I only do flat URLs. I have found, now this is probably just correlation, not causation, but I find that flat URLs work way better for local SEO then now for organization purposes, for larger sites that are like multiple counties, multiple areas they serve, it might be better off to do these in separate builds. So let's say you wanted to, so where this is at is in South Florida. There's Miami, there's Broward, and there's Palm Beach counties, right? 3 different counties in the area. I would build this out with Palm Beach County in mind. So I would have like all the Palm Beach counties together, the 20 or so, the Broward County ones together, and the Miami-Dade County ones together. I would do 3 different builds for that same site. That's how I would do it. And then I would have like miami-dade-ac-repair.com/palm-beach/AC repair, whatever. And so make it relatively flat. But even at that though, because if you did every single one of these, right? If you think about the math, it's 21 times 40. So that would be what? That's 840 plus 3. So you can have 843 pages on this site, not including, a blog post. So, and again, I know this is going to sound crazy, but that's not very big for a local site. You can do all those things and they can work really well, especially if they're linked together. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in a few minutes. So we have this here. What we're going to do now is we're going to go into WordPress. I'm going to show you how to fill all this stuff out and then build it. I happen to build, so when if it's a brand new site, it's a little different than an existing site. We're just going to assume this is a brand new site. Miami-Dade is a brand new site. So what I typically do is I have an info at or office at or admin at email address. I usually do info at or service at. That's another one we do a lot too. At the actual domain name. So it's like info at miami-dade-ac-repair.com. Now, the reason we have that is because when we build citations, we want all of those URLs, all of those emails to be kind of like correlated together. Now, it's not, you don't have to do it that way, but we like to do it that way. So for instance, I have a user here. I did, VZ Pro is my old company that I still own the domain. So, Miami-Dade AC Repair VZW is the name of the thing here. So that's the login for this particular profile. Now this profile was built earlier because I had done the recording and then I didn't record. So basically what this is doing is filling everything out here. I'm going to show you how to fill this out. So the login name here, let's make sure I put this here so it's easier to see. I'm going to get rid of this one. You don't need this anymore. Is Miami-Dade AC Repair. So typically I don't do spaces on these. I do it. I was showing you how not to do it. Then I built another one and show you how to do it. But typically the username will be here. So this is what you'll need. And I'll put this inside of here. The password, and I'll do this usually. Then know that's on LastPass already. And then what's the email that I used? Now again, it'd be better to have an actual info at the actual domain name. If you have, I use Namecheap. I know a lot of you guys use SiteGround or other things too. BlueGator. I don't know all the domains and stuff now, but we use SiteGround and Namecheap. The Namecheap stuff I use for like this building these smaller sites because they're so small. The file sizes are relatively small. The images I build are under 50 kilobytes a piece, so it's super easy to do. Not a whole lot of work, and it's like $100 for the year for the thing. I don't mind having a couple of the same one. Anyway, point of that is, if you have any kind of hosting plan and an add-on domain out of the cPanel, you'll get what's called SSH, and that'll let you do a free email address at that thing. It just uses any kind of bandwidth via the email address. So just know that if you're doing citations, you want to have those consistent anyway. They all go into one email address. So like, service at whatever or info at, and then do it there. So this next thing we need to do now is do the app password. So that looks like this. So in the what you'll do is add new password. This will be ZimmWriter. So I'll just do a quick version of this. I'm not going to save it, but I'll do add applicant password. And this is what you're going to save into app password. We'll need this later to integrate ZimmWriter and WordPress. So I'll upload automatically for us. So we need these two things. We need the login and the app password. If we know the password for the thing, I use it here because in case we want to log into it externally, we have it in the spreadsheet so it's easier. And if this one gets done, whatever, we can do that. When you're creating, and I have instructions, by the way, on how to create the WordPress user and everything to do. All the things I just talked about is right here. Just know that. So it's all right there. So the app password goes there. I've already built it, so I'm not gonna worry about it. It's like I'm gonna say on file, doesn't matter. And then the biography. So I like to fill out these here. And I also use Gravatar. I'm not getting into the whole weeds of this stuff, but basically I fill this out. So I use this prompt here to fill that out. This prompt is also probably not on here. Yeah, I don't think it is. But this prompt is here. Just copy it. This has the different different integrations there as well, and then just add that bio there. This doesn't go anywhere else. I just use this as a tool for citations. One of the things we have on ours is a citation thing that has the top 40 citations or so, and then that we have a list of like by category, and then places to go and get those things like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the common ones. But it has, I basically can use this for this and this. I can use for backgrounds, and then the idea is I can go into ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, here's our global background. I'm creating a profile on Facebook. It allows me X amount of characters. Rewrite this with under 5,000 characters, whatever it is, right? So that's how I put them here. So just for my reference. Now, the name, address, phone number, the NAP section, in theory, again, we have on ours, we have schema markup. So we have like schema markup we do for all of our stuff. Now, the reason I don't have it on here is because it's not official schema, meaning it's not a recognized schema the way we do it. Well, it is for the GBP one, but not for the ones that we do outside of that. So like article schema you can have on there too. It kind of writes it for you when you do it that way. But the real reason I have this here, and the most important thing on here, these don't really matter. If you have the information and put it here, you don't need it for a testing build, by the way. Just this right here is kind of arbitrary. But what you do need for sure to get this link pack to do is the actual URL of the website. So HTTPS miami-dade-ac-repair.com. Now, it's an imperative you do not do a trailing slash. Even if it does have it, it automatically adds it over here. It's just a limitation that I didn't work it out. I didn't fix it later, so I'm not going to fix it. So just no trailing, and I have it here, no trailing slashes. I'm going to put this in the highlight so you guys can, this won't be on your version, I guess, but whole thing, I guess the whole thing, never mind. Let's do a nice orange. No trailing slashes, because now it builds out these for link pack. Now, for those of you, again, because this whole thing is advanced, I assume you know what a link pack is. But if you don't, when you upload it, and we'll actually do this in a little bit. But when you add a link pack to ZimmWriter without this secret pipe and then the information behind it, what it will do is it'll use Scrape Owl and go out and crawl the web to. I think it's what it does. I'm assuming it's Scrape Owl because that's what it said in the thing. I don't use that tool, so I'm not sure. But it crawls the URL and then basically defines it so that it knows what it is. So they can put it to the AI and say, hey, here's some URLs, think about it. So what we've done here is, because we defined what the pages are and we already know the cities, I already know what the slugs are going to be. So I then add this to get this. And then on here, I have, this is a better one here, the About page, an internal page on the website covering About Miami-Dade AC Repair, an internal page on the website covering Contact Miami, Miami-Dade AC Repair, an internal page about refrigerant leak detection. So it knows what it is in Miami. So it knows what city it is. So when the AI is writing the content, it can internally link automatically for you. There is no reason for to have link whisper or anything else. It does it. It builds it automatically, even with pages that do not exist yet, because you're predefining it now in this tool. So later on, what we're going to do is we're going to copy all these, upload it into a link pack toolkit, a toolbox, and actually have it, as it writes the content, it'll do it for us. It'll internally link for us. And you're going to see that on the Hialeah page, it'll have Miami Gardens on there. And on the Miami Gardens page, it'll have some other Miami Gardens one. So if there's multiple, on the air conditioning repair page, it will have links to AC Repair Hialeah as well. But it also might have a link to Opelika on there. It doesn't matter. No one's going to read that and be like, oh, well, this link isn't good, I'm not going to call for these guys. That's not how it works. But what it will do is it will help you index these pages, because all the pages are relevant. and you're pre-defining them so you know what they are. All right. My midnight allergies are starting to go. It's 1:15 right now in the morning. You can see here. So we'll go about 45 minutes. So it's like, okay. So now that we have that, all of the heavy lifting of this is done, right? Everything's done. We've done everything we need to do to make it work. We've got to put it into to ZimmWriter now. So the SEO CSV, which is the tool that Matt provided for the actual builds, I have built into here, which is this. So now it takes all this information that we put together, kind of like formatted here, and it puts it into a ZimmWriter version of this SEO CSV file. So what you'll have to do here, the first thing you do after you finish all this stuff. So again, let's just go logically in order here. We're going to do the brand name. We're going to add our cities. If we don't know, we're going to use the prompt to help us out. We're then going to figure out what our primary category is. If we don't know, we use this one. But if we do know, we go to niches. We leave these alone. We add the primary keyword. We then use the prompt to go out and get all the services that are underneath that particular category. Add them here. We build out outlines, or if we already have outlines, we add them. Again, double clicking and then submitting versus doing it one. We double click and do it. Okay. Then we fill out the global background information with the information we got from our client. If we don't have that, we can use this, but preferably from our client. I missed the click there, so you get the idea. Create a new user on WordPress. I happen to use a new user. You can use the same user as someone before and just add an @password. That's the most important part. Use the @password. I have to fill out the profile. That gives an option there. Fill out your name, address, phone number, and then add the website URL, the root domain, minus the trailing slash to this part here, and we're done. Everything we need, we can now do inside of the bulk writer. So we're going to do that. What we're going to do first is we're going to load ZimmWriter. The first thing we're going to do, I do in order, is WordPress, link pack, bulk writer. That's how I do it. So the first thing we do is make sure that WordPress is installed with it. So we're going to do advanced options menu. Then we're going to set up WordPress. Now, I already have WordPress on this one because I did it earlier. I didn't record it. So it'll be here. So what you do is you put the URL here. And again, I have full instructions of how to do this on here, step by step. What I'm going to show you now, plus more, is on there. So just know that. Excuse me. So the URL goes here. Now the URL is not wp/admin or wp-admin. It's not that. It's just the root domain, kind of like what we did here, but with the trailing slash we have, it doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter because it knows it either way. It's browser based. So then, or API based. So then the WordPress user, we have it already here. We just copy this, paste it here. The @pass we already have. We copy this, we paste it here. Change our time zone if you want to. I mean, you don't have to, but you can if you want to. I do. We're at -4 right now, so I do that. And you save it. That's done. There's no save button on this one, by the way, so it's done here. So that part's done here. And then once that's done, you just go out and you save it, right? So save. Now you can look at my settings here. I am not super versed in ZimmWriter, meaning I don't know. I've only used bulk writer. I haven't even used the SEO writer yet. I haven't even used Penny Arcade. None of that stuff. I just use a bulk writer because I like building a lot of stuff, so that's the thing. So I don't know if this is the best way to do it. I'm not sure of any of this stuff. I have no idea. But I know that if you don't have an API for, I think this is where you do the APIs and stuff. I use the model form. And if you're using Claude, use Claude, whatever. Then you save your options, and you're good to go there. You have to save your options to make sure that's clear. Then once the WordPress is installed the way you have it there, you then do a link toolbox. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy all of these. We're going to Control C. I'm not going to do it now, because I already have it done. But Control C, and then we're going to upload them into here. And then what's going to happen? Matter of fact, I'll just do a new one because there's not that many here. So you'll see the difference between the timing. So I'll hover over the time. So it's 1:20 local. I don't know why I said local as if it's not. Oh, why wouldn't I be local on my own computer? It's late. All right. So this is the links we're going to do. And so we're going to temp disable, scrape out because we already defined them. And then link pack name we'll call this Miami-Dade AC repair 2. It doesn't matter. And then we're going to say save new pack. Now, it's going to say it's going to take us about 11 and a half minutes. I think this will take probably less than 30 seconds. So let's just guess. Let's see. It's now 21. So we'll see how it goes. And I'll stay right on here because I told you I'm not going to edit this video because it's late. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to remux it. I'm going to load it up. I don't know, probably my YouTube channel that I don't really do anything on. And that's there. So right now we're paused because we're doing a link toolbox. So hopefully within 11 minutes we'll have it there. So anyway, that is started up there. We have this up here, which is great. While we're here, while we're waiting for that to build, we're going to go into WordPress and we're going to create a category called ZW. Okay. Now, I've already predefined this in the spreadsheet. So in the spreadsheet, I already have ZW predefined. I like to use ZW because I want to know like the cat. And by the way, that's done. So it was about a minute. So 10 times faster. I don't know the actual math on that, but it added all of these. It says this is a link pack, so it knows what to do. Okay. So, and I guess I have to use that one now because the other ones is different URLs I used before. So that makes sense. I'm glad I did that. Smart. All right. So I forgot what I was saying about anything, so it doesn't matter, I guess. But oh yeah, so all this stuff is built out now. So inside of WordPress, we need to do a couple things. So we need to make. I like to do this. I like to make a category called ZW. So the way ZimmWriter works is that it makes posts instead of pages. It posts things. It's meant to be like a blogger, and so it makes posts. So what I'll do here is I will make a category called ZW. I don't do anything special with that. I just make it ZW. That's it. I don't do ZimmWriter. I just make it ZW. Now on my instructions, I do call it ZimmWriter, but ZW totally fine. And then also some plugins I like to use. So the plugins are post type switcher from Triple J type. Oh no, I gotta add plugin. My first day on the internet. Post type switcher. That's this one here. Install it, activate it, and I'll show you what this does in a little bit once I finish the other one up. When I build the site out. There's that one, and also too, I like to do what is Lucky WP table of contents, but I don't like typing it out. So this one here, install, and then activate, and then whatever you use for your SEO, so like Yoast or All-in-One or Rank Math. I like Rank Math, but whatever that is, install that now. So then you're done. So you have all stuff. Now you could set up the things now, but I'm not gonna do that in this video. Okay, and I'm also just to be clear, I'm not gonna show you what I do afterwards. So all you just so you know, let's create a quick post in here. Let's just do a quick example. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing this all of a sudden. Some kind of CSS to PHP issue. Classic editor plugin. I don't know what that's doing. I'm not worried about it because it's not gonna affect what I'm doing later. But I don't know why. Maybe it's just a bad encrypted bad install. Anyway, so post, add post. Let's see if it lets me do it here. Yeah, that was weird. Okay. So maybe there's no link there. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. All right. So this is tester. Okay, we're gonna publish this instantly. Let's go back to WordPress. And so I just want to show you how to do this. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna edit. Okay. So let's say you have 100 pages built. So just copy. This is all the ZimmWriter ones, right? So you can say, I just want to do ZimmWriter categories. So this is all the ones in ZimmWriter. Now this one's not in ZimmWriter, so it doesn't make a difference. But if it was, that's how you once the build is done, you can go in here, do the categories as ZimmWriter, filter it out, and then you click all here to do all of them. Do edit, apply, and then this right here will be post type. Post type from post to a page. Then you save it, update it, you're done, good to go. I also make sure that the author is what I want it to be. And I don't do a template or anything on these. I keep it just the first 2 weeks or so. The site, they're not gonna get any calls or clicks anyway unless it's already existing. But that's what the post type switcher does. So Again, just to kind of reiterate that. So you're going to go to all categories, do ZW, filter it, and then you're going to click the whole button for all the ones that are on the page. You're going to hit apply. Edit, and then apply, and then make all these from post to pages. That's what that switcher does. The other one, the Lucky WP, makes table of contents, and I do have documentation on how to do that on that sheet. Also, at the very, very top, I have a link to one of Matt's videos right here. So you can see that's how to use this one. So, okay. All right. So now, all that's done. Because we have the WordPress done and we have the link toolkit done, all we have to do now is upload everything into BulkWriter. It's not a BulkWriter. Now, I have a predefined build for local sites. Again, I am not a power user of ZimmWriter. I've had it for 3 or 4 months, but maybe longer. I don't even know. I've only built like maybe 20 sites, so I don't know. I don't have a lot of data, and I've only used BulkWriter. I haven't used any other tools in there. So, grain of salt. I don't know these are right, but if you want to take a minute, screenshot these, do yours, feel free. I also have this exact screenshot in the bottom here. So it's in the documentation as well. I mean, I'm just amazing, right? I mean, let's be honest. All right. I had to hype myself up because it's 1:27 in the morning. Like, I need you guys to feel sorry for me. Okay, so now, anyway, nothing to do here. If you have this set up and you like this version of it, what I always do is I call it local sites, or like micro sites, or local niche sites, or whatever you want to call it, but have that same profile so every single time you can go in there and do whatever, right? Oh, I'm not even on the right. Oh, that's funny. I forgot that this PC doesn't have I use a VPS for the other ones. I have like 4 versions of. I have 4 things of it now because we use it for other stuff in my team. My team uses this a lot. I just don't use it that much because #owner. All right. So next thing we need to do is WordPress. We're gonna do Miami-Dade. We're gonna do Miami-Dade AC repair. We're gonna select our category. Again, I don't know if this matters, but I do it that way. No subcategory. Override. I don't override anything. I guess that's right. I have no idea. I don't say. I say none. I publish my stuff. I don't do drafts. I guess in theory, if you wanted to like drip out this stuff over time, you're building less than 1,000 pages, man. It's like I said before, the maximum this can build is 843. Just put it on the site, and they're internally linked anyway. It's not thin content; it's internally linked. It's not going to be like, it's not like orphaned. So it's fine. I don't. And if you want to schedule it, yes, you can. But this bulk thing for me, if I was doing this, it was like I don't have this in place yet. But what I think about eventually doing would be an SEO CSV with all of our city pages and having content, 10 articles per city, and their services based on the city stuff. So that's something that I would think about doing in the future for like blog posts, but not there. There is no save button for this. I find that odd. How do you know that it's there? I guess because it automatically saves there. So I guess it's there. And it makes it green. So I guess that's a part. Link pack. We're going to do a link pack. Load link pack. We're going to say 2. Again, no way to save this. This is important. Here's the settings that I use. I don't know if this is right or wrong. Again, small sample sizes. I do between 5 and 7 total per page. So let's just do 6. And I always do 2. Arbitrary numbers. This is the number of insertions per article. How many links do you want to be on the article? I don't want 100. I don't want 20 links on a local thing. I know there's only like 10 or so services I want to do. If we're building out all of these services, I might have 10 to 15, and then like 1 or 2 in each H3, whatever. That would make sense. But 6 and 2, 5 and 2, 7 and 2, kind of what I go with. Obviously, I use the mini. I only have 1. I don't have either API, so this one here. I do allow insertion in the H3s. I do set them to do follow. I don't open the new ones because I think internal links should be on the same thing mostly for tracking purposes. And then the new version of analytics is a little better at that. But I don't. If it's an external, I'll do open in a new tab. If it's not external, if it's internal, I'll just do it in the same one. I don't care about the bolding of it. I don't set the bold because it's already a different color anyway. That's set through CSS anyway. I leave everything else the same. So this is what I have. So I do the link pack 6.2, 5.2, 7.2, something like that. The mini version, and I do the top two up here. If you want to do set all links to bold, feel free. I don't do that. Okay, that's done. Now you'll see it go green. And then the last step, which we should have done earlier because I thought I did it, but I had done it when I was doing the documentation, is, did I just delete that? Oh, there you go. Is to go ahead and do the link pack, not link pack, sorry, the Zim, it's late. This right here. So I don't remember if we did this or not. I don't remember. File, download. It has to be the CSV. If I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But it has to be the CSV. So it can't be the XLSL. It can't be XLX. It has to be the CSV file. That's what the ZimmWriter uses. But this is all predefined for us through everything we put over here. So everything we've done is to create this, and then this gets put into here through the formatting that Matt has on his SEO CSV file. So all those things are already predefined for us and built into here. And then what we do is, let's go ahead and do this here. I don't think I've saved this one at all, to be fair. So here, I'm just going to put this on my desktop. Let's do, so you'll see here, Miami Data SEO repair, local SEO bulk content. And what I'll tend to do if I have because it has the name in there, it knows what it is. Because I named the file up here that. So I have to do that. You could have the main keywords, like whatever it is. You could have some description here. What I tend to do is I will then upload this into Google Drive, and then I will have a note somewhere, like in a spreadsheet that shows the links to everything I've built and have notes there. But do this how you will. Let's go ahead and save this. And then in Bulk Writer, all we have to do is go here. We go to the CSV file. Click here. And by the way, I want to make this very clear. If you are a power user and you see something that's completely wrong, please comment below on this video and in the Facebook group. Because I'm not a pro at this stuff. So let's go here. I guess I already did that. And then go here. Okay, so I stopped the video there. I had rambled on for like 20 minutes. I wasn't gonna edit this video, but you know how it goes. So what happened was you do need to have these filled out. You can't have it blank if you're going to build it through here. If you're going to define it here, the niche has to be done here. So this is what I was saying before. I do recommend that you spend some time and do all these, because if you're going to build out this, you're going to eventually build it out anyway. But it would. I'm running Bulk Writer now, so you see. But I do want to show what it looks like. So this is a version of the page, and you'll see here. So unique to the way this is. Oh, actually, I should do this first. I don't think I should do this because I cut out all this part here. All right, so I did make these. I moved these over to pages already. Some of these are broken a little bit, so I'm going to have to check the formulas for these. Again, I just put generic ones. I have different ones that we use for our prompts that we use for our thing, but I'm gonna let one more city page build, and then I'll move them over, and then I'll show you what they look like. I was just on Facebook while I was waiting for that, because I'm trying to post this so I can go to bed, man. It's like 2 o'clock. All right, so all the instructions are here. You get on here. You do in fact need, if I define this. You'll see down here, this doesn't work. You cannot have it empty here. My assumption is, again, I am definitely assuming this. If you don't have anything here, you got to have something here, and vice versa. If you don't have something here in the outline focus, you got to have something in the outline, and then the keywords I was thinking too for the outline. But just define them all. Go through the process, test them out, have them in the niches. The riches are in the niches, right? So there's there. So that's there. All right, let's do one more second. It shouldn't be too much longer. It looks like it's finishing up right now. 3, 2, 1. I made that up. I was just trying to see what it was doing. I can show you this page though, so you can see it. Again, it'll be different because it'll be on an actual like page versus a post, so a little different. But all right, so you can see the actual content. So English Prayer Hialeah. That's the reason I'm showing this. So I want to show you the links. So here, exceptional Miami-Dade. Look at the bottom left. It goes to the about page. This right here goes to the service area page. This right here goes to Opelika, Florida. Air conditioning repair in Opelika, Florida. This right here goes to efficiency. Now there's more than one in there, obviously, and I would space these out more and do designs. I'm just trying to show you what it looks like. But in theory, you could build this out today, let it run for a couple days, let it run a thing, and then come back to it in 2 weeks when you have time. Contact pages there. There's a couple things I would do to clean these up, but yeah, maybe I wouldn't. On my bulk writer, I have the tables and lists. Probably get rid of those for these builds. So much content here anyway. It's way too much content, but when I say way too much, I mean, and also too, the amount of content here, I could probably have more than 6 links. This content is like, I mean, it's super long. You could almost in this case have 20, 30, 40 links and be fine. But again, relevancy is a key. All right, let's do this. I just want to show you how I do the bulk stuff. So I'm gonna give this a minute. I'll go ahead and I'll put this in the Facebook group. Anyone with the link? Done. Oh wait, don't make sure it's the viewer. Good. Okay, done. Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has arrived. That's the idea. These are all built out. I'll show you here. Let's say these are all the same. Click here, edit. So you have to always do this one. Edit up here, not down here. Up here, apply. Page. To be fair, you can do it one at a time. But if you're doing it in bulk, do it this way. Now there's no more posts, and you have pages. All right, that's it. And then obviously, assuming you have the ability to create a menu going forward, you would create the menu. All of your links, so you'd have like a home page, which should be your home page, and then like your different services. So if you're doing like HVAC, maybe you do residential, commercial, if you have the commercial stuff in there. And then I wouldn't link to like Miami ones. I would only link to the Hialeah ones from the menu. Keep that structure the same, and then have the contact page, about page, and the service area page also in the menu. So you have like basically 3 or 4. You'd have like probably 6 to 7 things, and then the drop downs could be just for the services that you offer. So that's it. That's how you do it. I'll continue to work on this over time. If you find something that's not working, let me know. If you like the tool, let me know. If you hate the tool, let me know. Yeah, give me your thoughts. No big deal. I'm a man of a few words, as you can tell. No, I'm just kidding. I ramble forever. But if you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know so I can try to do it better. Again, there's more things you can do with this tool eventually, but just know. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Bye.